brain mush Overwatch time. No. We still got more to go over. It's not Overwatch time just yet. 35% believe midterms are likely to be stolen. This is genuinely... Do you have any pets? I have 2 cats. I'm going to crack down a queer rights group, but I genuinely don't know why. The Muka Barat in my country is trying to crack down on queer rights groups. I genuinely don't know why. Religious authoritarianism. The fact that 52% of people say some ineligible people will be allowed to vote, and these are all Trump voters, is devastating. This is what total, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Manufactured consent looks like. They claim to be secular, but those people genuinely did nothing wrong. Yeah. You got to remember, like, those are not good people if they're going after queer rights groups.
Political analyst and Democratic strategist Basil Smykel, Rick Stengel, Sam Stein, still with us. Recipe for success, right? Worried about fraud, worried about elections being stolen, worried about voter suppression. It seems like there's very little trust.
And Trump is going to have a very easy time arguing why he should have the military and the National Guard in these areas because of manufactured consent like this. The fact that they just kept saying it over and over and over again, and there was no true repercussions for January 6th because the Democrats, specifically Biden, did nothing about it, and his fucking AG, Merrick Garland, is such a piece of shit. He did nothing to prevent this specific output.
Left in the system, Basil?
Well, it's the confluence of events, right? It's the SCOTUS decisions and the redistricting, the loss of the teeth and the strength of the Voting Rights Act, and just overall distrust for institutions, right? That's just gone down significantly on both sides of the aisle, but particularly with young voters. What's interesting about the poll, if you look at the crosstabs, a lot of older voters are really focused on the votes not being counted properly. And that kind of took me back to 2000 and the Supreme Court and
yeah, man. Florida, dude, oh my God, if Bush didn't win in 2000. I genuinely think we would be in a better timeline if Bush didn't win. Bush winning in 2000 is the wrong timeline. I feel like Biden was just a face. What he did for Americans, there's no difference before him. I mean, he did a lot. I'm not going to lie. He did some really good stuff early in his admin for union rights. Just for cleaning out. What? I'll read that later, Dan. I have no idea what you're asking.
Right. So to be honest, when I read that, I was like, yeah, there's been a lot of distrust over a long period of time, going back to at least that moment in 2000. So
even plus or minus 2.2 live access suspended on TikTok. Misinformation. Well, there goes my TikTok live for the night.
All of the things that we would normally do, persuasion, all the voter protection, that has to be built in well ahead of the...
Yeah, but nobody cares about voter protection because nobody trusts it at this point. Because the Democrats have done literally nothing to prevent this from happening.
The actual election as opposed to closer to it.
25%? 26%? Are you fucking serious?
Folks would normally do.
We talk about this a lot, about people not trusting the system, but correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but the turnout for presidential elections the past few cycles has been breaking records. So even though people aren't trusting the system, they are still showing up.
Right, and that might be...
It doesn't matter if they're showing up or not. What matters is that Trump is going to have a very easy time explaining away why he took over the election process.
Related, right? I mean, so one of the rallying cries for Trump during the 2024 was to make the election too big to rig, if you remember. And so he sold his people on the idea that if you just came out and voted in such vast numbers.
And Democrats gave us nothing. Democrats completely failed us, man. Fuck, man. Every time I think about it, I get fucking angry.
They can't cheat you out of a win. Now everything...
37%.
About it was sort of preposterous. They've investigated voter fraud allegations nauseum in multiple states and found vanishingly few instances of it. But it was a motivating factor for his folks. And similarly, obviously, when Trump's on the ballot, and even during the COVID pandemic, that is an incredible motivator for Democrats who feel very petrified by the presence of him in the Oval Office, and so they go out and they vote too. We'll see if these trends continue. Obviously, having this amount of distrust in the security of our elections and the results and the accuracy of the results is a huge problem. A massive problem, and I don't think our institutions are doing a very good job to convince voters or people that our elections are secure.
I don't want to discount that, but I also do want to hold on to the numbers here and be impressed that
He's 100% correct here.
Americans showing up to participate and vote in the system. And when we're talking about November, there is a whole lot of Democratic enthusiasm, independent enthusiasm out there.
It doesn't matter, though. Why are you ignoring this? It doesn't matter if the manufactured consent is there to take over the election. If enough people believe that it's not going to be a fair election, they can just do it anyways.
People are not happy with the way things are going. And the feeling out there is that people want to participate to change the way things are going. The next opportunity to do so is November.
Yes, and that's a good thing. I mean, in looking at the statistics, I actually was surprised by how low the amount of distrust in elections is.
Motherfucker, it was nearly 50% in some cases. It was 26%.
I mean, with elections, there's perception and reality, right? So the reality is, voter fraud is 0.00001% of all voters. That's the reality. Everybody agrees with that. Perception is that there's something wrong with the elections. And part of the thing that I think is the problem in our democracy, and Basil, you were talking about going back generations, we don't explain how elections work.
We don't do civics.
We don't do civics. I've been a poll worker in 2 of the last 4 elections because I just wanted to see how it works. Like, man, it's secure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of precautions and belts over and over, it's just crazy how secure it actually is. But people are not aware of that. So, for example, when people vote, there should be just an explanation of what happens to your actual physical vote when you vote. People don't know, so it's still a mystery, and we've trusted in that process.
Why don't we tell them? Is it because there are politicians who don't want us to know so that they can sow distrust? Why? I mean,
Yeah, they're completely missing the ball on this one. And no, Trump's redistrict. I'm not gonna even watch this. Trump's redistricting push is not gonna backfire on the GOP. I guarantee Fox is gonna have a better, like, accurate view on this than MS
Their
Now.
own state Supreme Court. The Commonwealth's High Court ruled against Democrats' redistricting map that had left
And Democrats are going back and asking for it, but I doubt we're gonna get it.
Republicans with only 1 district and gave the Dems 10. And now they are reportedly floating a desperate move. The now blocked map would have erased all the power and given it to them, the Dems. The New York Times reports a leaked account of a call between Virginia House members and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Here's a part of it. Quote, the most dramatic idea they discussed, which would...
That would be fucking great! Oh my god, if Democrats did this, they would prove they have fucking testicles.
involve an unusual gambit to replace the entire state Supreme Court with a goal of reinstating their gerrymandered map drew mixed reactions on the
Yes,
call.
dude, Republicans have been doing this for decades.
Oh boy, that leaked? So they can't even all agree on this. The desperate move. 7 justices sit on Virginia Supreme Court.
And they should 110% go for it.
With staggered terms stretching years into the future. Lowering the retirement age would force vacancies, opening the door to refill the bench. The headline for Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley's op-ed is
The fact that state Supreme Courts have expirations on their tenureship, but then the United States Supreme Court doesn't.
this. Angry left plots to purge
Okay,
Virginia's
dude,
High Court.
Fox speaks so slow because of all the geriatric motherfuckers that watch it.
He was on Fox last
Whoa, Ren, thank you for the 2 subs.
hour.
Thank you for the 2 gifted.
These radical ideas are nothing new, but I think the public needs to understand that many of these same voices have been saying publicly.
Ren the Almighty.
that
Oh,
they
I don't
will
remember your
attack
name
the
all of a
Supreme
sudden. I'm
Court
sorry.
As well, as soon as they take power, many Democratic pundits.
Usernames and names are hard for me to remember, but thank you for the 2 gifted.
Politicians have said that they want to pack the Supreme Court to create an instant liberal majority. It's the same mindset of by any means necessary. No institution.
Yes. Yes, the Republicans are doing this, so we should do this. They did this with the Supreme Court. The U.S. Federal Supreme Court did this. Or they did this with the U.S. Federal Supreme Court.
No value is truly sacred.
Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel has more. Mike.
Harris, good morning. A member of the House Democratic leadership is blasting the Virginia Supreme Court ruling, even calling it disgraceful.
Peak.
So what the Virginia Supreme Court did was not only wrong, it was disgraceful. They basically said, hey, Virginia, spend all this taxpayers' money holding an election, do all this stuff, and, oh, by the way, just kidding, that election didn't count.
The New York Times reports House Democratic
Time shit! He's so right!
leader Hakeem Jeffries has been part of conversations with Virginia
And
Democrats.
Hakeem Jeffries, I'm not a huge hater, or not a lover, though. I think, what's his name in the Senate is fucks Hakeem Jeffries over so hard. Why am I... Dude, I am so tired today. I'm getting bad names. U.S. Dem... Senate... Lead. Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer's fucking over the
About next
Democrats.
steps. One idea is lowering the retirement age of Virginia Supreme Court justices from 73 to 54. Virginia Republican Congresswoman Jen Kagan's reacting this morning, quote, the Democrats' gerrymandering scheme in Virginia was defeated by the Virginia Supreme Court last week, yet they continue pushing their blatant power grab. Democrat politicians want to fire our Virginia Supreme Court justices.
They should... Oh, motherfucker, where was I?
Place them with 53 to 50.
No, fuck off.
Yet
They should push this as hard as they can. Like, genuinely, I fully endorse the Democrats completely fucking any sort of Republican Supreme Court justice in any state to get a fair election.
they continue pushing their blatant power grab. Democrat politicians want to fire our Virginia Supreme Court justices and replace them with their yes men. Meanwhile, the leader responsible for keeping
Supreme Court
Mother-
with the goal of
I keep hitting my keyboard on accident! Ooh. Oh!
Of a civil war, and almost every one of these contested races, they have a very deep primary where they're all trying to out-mamdami each other.
Redistricting is not over, with a number of southern states still working on their maps. South Carolina could eliminate Congressman Jim Clyburn's Democratic district to make it 7-0 Republican seats.
Yeah, they have no problem with Republicans doing this and cutting out black people.
Clyburn insists his record speaks for itself, warning the GOP to be very careful what they pray for. Harris?
Wait, was that Clyburn warning the GOP to be careful what they pray for?
Indeed.
Want to make sure I get the quote right. Mike Emanuel, thank you. And focus now. Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor, former Republican congressman of Utah, former House Oversight Committee chair. I'm going to guess you knew on the Hill James Clyburn. I've met him several times, and I didn't serve like you did. What's your first reaction when he shoots that warning out?
Look,
And he's not wrong. The redistricting could totally fuck over Republicans, but it's a very small chance of that happening.
He's been in the House for literally decades. A lot of people have a lot of respect for him. What's interesting is our founders, they set it up so that you do not have to reside in the district you represent. You just need to be a resident of the state. So some people are, even though they move the boundaries, they can still run for that congressional district if they want. But the Democrats have taken an untenable.
Yes, this is why Republicans who represent large areas... I'm not answering that question right now, Dan. Hold your questions for when I have like an actual, like when I'm done with my segment. That's not an important question I'm asking or answering. Like Republicans have been doing this for decades, living in these giant fucking houses, meanwhile representing people. Oh, what's up?
Huh? Position. This idea that, the principle doesn't matter, that they're just going to pack the courts, that they're...
Anyways, yeah, Republicans live in these like mansions, meanwhile like representing like the poorest Americans.
They're basically sore losers. And to say that they want judicial independence, no, they don't. They want them under their thumb so they can push them any direction they want. They're losing on the politics. They're losing on the actual policy. And what's going on in Virginia, that was crystal clear in the Constitution.
God, we got so fucked with Virginia. We got so fucked with Virginia. I'm so upset about the Virginia decision. Why the fuck is Minecraft running? How long has Minecraft been running for? Anyways, we got completely fucked over in Virginia, and I'm not happy about it. And I really hope Democrats push back as hard as they're saying they might. because if they do, like, it'll prove, like, it'll finally be like, oh, they have a backbone moment.